Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. I mean, we do this every case. Somebody's gonna scream something and then we'll win the case. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atmey, will go free! You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. And as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atmey. I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result. How dare you! Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice! No way! Long time no see, Phoenix. Yeah, alright, Deus Ex Mia. Mia! This is the true power of the Curain channeling technique. Oh, this is so over the top and forced and also highly predictable. It's just not... You know, you do this once or twice, okay. You do this every single time, it doesn't mean anything anymore. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now, let's do this! But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony is not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. Yes, that's true, but we haven't cross-witnessed final outburst. Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks. Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mas, my verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delights will verify that he is a true murderer, I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever. Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. Grasping at straws. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we the defense assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor? Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? Ah, nothing. Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods would do anything to me, look at... Let's hear it. Huh? It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination. Mr. Godot, what are you? Well then, Mr. Look at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer. So please, give us one last bit of testimony. Yeah, no, how would he know? How would he know that Ron murdered the CEO if he wasn't there? Phoenix! This is it! This is our absolute last chance! Alright. Yes, Chief. The last testimony. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Zvari! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. No, they don't. Man. That's not what you said earlier, bro. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well. No, it doesn't, Phoenix. Are you kidding me? The witness' earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything. But of course! But how did you know about the emergency buzzer? The police investigation documents were went directly through me. And I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer. Grr. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Okay, well. Different shenanigans then. Yes, Your Honor. We cannot postpone Luke Atmey's trial any longer. This is your last chance. Hang on a sec. Just one chance? Ah, it seems that the party's about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose! That's all there is to it. Do I press? Oh, he's not drinking. Cup number 17, the last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony, and I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it. Oh, we do press, we don't. Okay. Remember, you only get one chance. Very well then, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination. Alright, so you only get to press once, I think is what it means. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear he was there. Thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Why would the killer sound it? This is the problem. Why would the killer sound it? There's no reason for doing that. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Zvari, all evidence points to that poor boy. Like, this is true, but there's no reason for Ron to sound it. There's only reason for Atmey to sound it. Mr. Atmey, about this last remark. What? You still don't get it, do you, Wright? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. What? I said this before. There's still one thing you haven't proven. That this scum was in Kane Bullard's office that night. And now, it's time for me to drink my last cup. Mr. Wright, I will hold you to your end of the bargain. Why? That's not... This is so awful. This is so awful. Of course that was the problem with it. Why would he press the buzzer? Come on. I had known about the day before and so I had this photograph ready. Able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Here?
Objection.
Apparently no. This is not... Oh my god, this game. Why is that not the problem with the testimony? That makes no sense. Of course that's the problem with the testimony. I had known about the date, I mean... Okay, there's this problem. The fact that he had to leave in the middle of the night. He had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. He got a job request in the middle of the night. But that's not important, is it?
Objection.
Yeah, that's not important. Am I not supposed to press once? Am I not supposed to press him? I'm supposed to press him, right? No, she said you don't use evidence here, you just press him once on the testimony. My brilliant deduction was to inform me that the true culprit was Rhonda Light. Thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. It's not actually, because he lost his wallet. But that's not important. That's not important? That's probably not important. The buzzer only sounded once. Did I press there? Did I press here?
Objection.
No, that's not it. We have to prove that he was in Kane Bullard's office. Yeah, no, this is awful. Absolutely awful. This whole sequence today, this whole sequence has been completely awful. None of it makes any sense. Mr. Light was wearing his mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. But you also wear gloves, but that's not... Blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. All the evidence points to that poor boy. Don't tell me it's this. It can't be this.
Objection.
No. Wait. It's that one? Why is it that one? Why is it that one? I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. What? Mr. Atmey, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. Oh, because he was in his outfit? How would he know he was in his outfit if he wasn't there? Ah, that's not the only problem though. It's not the only problem with the testimony. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atmey? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Yeah, I pressed it there and didn't work. Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit, is that correct? Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. I'm sorry, whatever do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Master Mask when he went to the scene of the crime? That was, it was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare. Was it? Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. What? Did we? That's right, the defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Really? What? Therefore, the only people who should know about this are those who have been watching this trial. Oh, Jesus, come on. Did he? Alright. No, he's right. Grr. Do you understand now, Detective Atmey? There's no way that you should have known about that. Jesus. There's no way anyone would know about that. Ah! You were in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then enlighten us, just how did you know about that piece of information? Okay, yeah, that makes sense, but there's also a lot of other problems that the game just completely ignores. Ugh. Wow. Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atmey to have found that out. Only one? One way, you say? Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer. But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atmey. It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Jesus, is this really... the writer is really dragging this out, even though it's kind of awful. Impossible! Detective Atmey, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. Let me think about this for a little bit. No. No, even that's not definitive proof. Because even there, it is possible that he just guessed it. And there's like, what, a 50-50 chance that he guesses right? Right? I mean, Ron could have been in his outfit or not in his outfit. It's entirely possible he just guessed it and guessed right. It's not definitive proof. Whereas it's much more proof that why would Ron press the security button? There's absolutely no reason for him to press the security button, but there is reason for Luke to press the security button. He could have just guessed that. Yeah, no, this is not good. This is not good. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. That's the same line you gave yesterday. But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. What an awfully complicated incident, and what awfully flimsy evidence we presented today. That's so flimsy. It's like every sequence, every part of this sequence is like it's not proven. We didn't prove anything today. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atmey, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atmey tried to frame Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime. And to that end, he came up with this plan. To use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi. At any rate, it would seem we've finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me! Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict. I know. You never committed any murder. That's right, I'm so glad you understand that, but... I really am Master Mask! Huh. So thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. He's gonna get away with it. Then, Master Mask is really innocent? He's not innocent, he just can't be found guilty. It would seem so. For now. For now. Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty. Yay. No, but he really is the Master Mask. Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Master Mask after all. October 14th, 3:35 PM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. You did it, Phoenix! Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. What's the joke? Why is that funny? That's not funny. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of the Curain channeling school? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course! Well then, see you around! Mia! Ah, Mr. Wright! I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. Also, your wife? Wait. Now you don't have any money for your wife to spend. And she also hates criminals, so... Nothing really matters anymore though, now that all of this has happened. Come on, just be happy already! Maya! You've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Master to boot. But, in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Mask. I did it all for one reason, for her. You mean your wife, Desiree? She hates criminals more than anything. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but... Once I got fired from KP Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. That's right. That's right. That's all she cares about, your money. I'm glad you think so highly of her. But that's right. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Master Mask. Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bow can never be put back together. That's what you think. That's not true, right, Nick? Right. Really? Can we go back to the way things were? No. There'll be some cracks in your bow. You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Before I mess this up. I can? I kinda wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bow is broken, there's always a way to put it back together. The Sacred Urn. Desi was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife, she's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are! Miss Delight! You did it, Ronnie, you're innocent, I'm so happy. I mean... he's not found guilty. He's not really innocent, is he? Look, guilty is not the same as innocent. You'll notice that the judge only declares guilty or not guilty. He never declares innocent. Because you can't prove innocence. You can only say that there's not enough evidence to prove guilt. So the court doesn't find innocence. It only finds either guilt or not enough evidence to be sure that there's guilt. He's not guilty. He's not innocent, Desiree. Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie! Why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Mask either. Mr. Light, what are you gonna do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? Yes, you're gonna leave him. You have to stick to your principles, Desiree. You said you hate criminals. If you don't stick to your principles, then you have no principles. How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? Those are not your principles, Desiree. You are compromising your principles for his big mushroom. After all, my bike's really fast. So fast that there's no way he could ever get away. What are you gonna do, run him over? But didn't you say that you hated criminals? Hmm? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Yeah, no, she doesn't hate criminals, she is a criminal. She breaks the speed limit every day. Like that detective. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them. Like a man! That doesn't make it any better. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. That's... Is that chivalrous? Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Dizzy. You're wrong, but okay. Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Weird. Super weird. Nicky boy! Yes. I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. You shouldn't be. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. Go. I can feel my face going red. Why? Mr. Nick, Mr. Mike, congratulations! Gasp! Talk about bad timing. Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife in front of Mr. Meyer. I'll never forgive you. No. Pearls, we're having a foursome. Ron and Desiree and me and Maya, we're having a foursome. So just as the case came to a close, so did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bow can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together, even better than before. Wow, I mean, don't know about better than before. There's pink paint all over it now. What a disaster. Alright, let's save the game, take a break. Yeah, no, that last sequence, we didn't prove anything. Everything is circumstantial. We didn't prove anything. None of the evidence was solid. Alright, see you next time.